Here's an example of static versus dynamic fitting. The one on the left's been fitted dynamically on a TrackMan, pretty much fitting to current swing problems, whereas the one on the right was fitted more along the lines of get the student's posture right and then get a club that will actually fit that. So the problem with the one on the left, she can't get the proper setup. Her body has to go up too straight. She can get a lot more on top of it now. And when your body's up too straight, your arms will hang out too much rather than hanging down under. So that'll affect the way the club goes back. So when something's a bit too standing up too much and the arm's too high, the club will tend to roll around behind too much. The arms will work outwards. So with this one, the club can stay, arms can stay more in and the club can stay more outside. Okay, so that'll make the club go up on a different plane. So you'll see the one on the left's gets about halfway back. It's going to be really quite flat, as opposed to this one, which can work more on an upright swing plane, which is what she needs. Okay, so when something works around flat and inside, the club face is always going to close when it gets up to the top. So you stop that one there. You can see that the club face it's horizontal. You can sit a cup of water on top of that one, where the one on the left, just from going up a little more upright, the club face will look a lot more open at the top. You see the difference in the arms as well. They don't go around behind so much. But this one also way too heavy, the club, and the grip size it's a men's size grip. This girl's not real big. She's got pretty small hands, so she just can't control it at the top. It's too long in the overswing. So a whole heap of problems here on the way down. We'll just go down to her impact. Because the club's too long, she can't fit it in underneath her body. So what she has to do, she has to straighten her body up and stick her head down, and you'll see that the arms and shaft will look like they're that way. You can see the left arm still on top. You can see the way the wrists look there as well. They're really high and bowed. Okay, so the one on the left, it's going to be able to come down a little bit better through impact here. The body can actually stay more on top, and you'll see the difference in the shaft and the arms. The relationship here, the wrist angles don't look as bad. Okay, so this one's still, obviously this was only after about 10 balls, but in subsequent lessons we'll be able to improve that now that we've got the proper club. You can see the difference in the club face here too. This one flips over a lot and she looks a lot further back, and you see the difference in the head. So coming through here, it's really going to shut or flip. This one it still flips a little bit, but not as much. You see the difference in the club face up here as well. It doesn't do that as much. Alright, so the body straightens too much. This one she can still maintain her original spine angle over the top of the ball. So you'll see a huge difference in the way it looks at the front as well. Just bring this one up. Okay, just from having the shorter club, she can actually get more on top of it. She actually looks like she's a little bit more over it there, not as tall. The smaller grips help to improve her grip. A lighter shaft, different lie angles, so the club can actually sit properly on the ground now. It doesn't sit with the toe in the air. But you see a big difference in the front, particularly impact. So this one's too heavy, can't control it at the top, the weight of it. It's a little slightly lighter club, shorter, smaller grip, easier to manage. You can actually keep it that way. Now the swing doesn't look any different as far as the body goes, so it's really a product of the club rather than the swing that's changed in this case. Okay, so coming down, you see how far behind it, and she's going to lose all her leverage. You can see this all breaks down because there's no room for her to come in. This one should be able to stay more forward with her body. She can actually create a little bit more leverage in here. You see that she's much more forward with the top half of her body. This one she looks a lot further back, but her hips look more forward, so not ideal. can see how much further back her body looks here compared to this. So obviously that'll give you a different impact position. This one will start to break down through here and really flip a lot through here. Whereas this one, she can actually compress the ball and achieve better impact. You see the body looks much more forward as well. The head looks different. Alright, so obviously the follow through is going to be different too. She's always got this narrow follow through where everything just breaks down. The body stays back, the head stays down. This one looks a lot wider on this side. Okay, the body looks like it's more forward, not so far back, and the head looks different as well. Big, much wider through here. You'll see that she's going to lose this big gap in between her arms, which is from the body being too far back. This one's there's no gap in there, so obviously the head looks different as well, comes around. So this changed about 10 things in the swing just from giving her a club that actually suits her, rather than a club that can allow us to get the correct setup angle.